Hey everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. Today we are going to be making, let me straighten up my camera. Okay. Today we're going to be making, I just call it burger baked beans. And I'm going to mix it in my big bowl and then put it into my baking dish, because if it's too much to go into my dish that I have, then I'll make a little one to go in the freezer to have later on. Okay, first of all, I'm going to take 2 cans of Bush's original baked beans. If y'all want to use pork and beans, you can use pork and beans. This is what I had in the cabinet, okay? So I'm using up some of the things that I already had. My house smells delicious. I've got ribs going, some wonderful ribs going. Now I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get just a little bit of water in case I need it. If I need it, fine. If I don't, fine. Uh-oh, I'm splashing it around, aren't I? Put 2 of these in there. Cut the recipe down. I don't really have a recipe for this. I just add in stuff, but I will try to tell you all about, I'll try to guesstimate about how much that I use in this, because I just don't want to leave y'all out in the cold and not knowing what I put in there. Okay. Now, I just found out a few minutes ago that I was out of ketchup. All I have is about a half a cup of ketchup. So that's putting that in there. I'd guess it's about a half a cup. And the only reason I have this is because I saved some little ketchup packets from a to-go order that we'd gotten while I was sick. And so I'm going to put that half a cup in there. Then I'd say this is about 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. You can use dark brown or whatever. And I'm going to put a little bit more, and then I'm going to taste. I'd say that's probably about a half a cup, and you want it packed if you're going to do it. Then we're going to stir this in. And like I said, I do to taste. I might have to add a little bit more, okay? I have been sauteing on the stove about 1 pound of hamburger meat and 1 large onion chopped and 1 bell pepper seeded and sliced and chopped, okay? And I got it done to save time. And I'm just sauteed them together. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just put my onions and my bell peppers in there raw, because it's gonna be baked anyway, you know. Lost some of my hamburger. Okay, I'm going to put about, let's see, we'll put some, this is Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce. I'm going to put about, I'd say that's probably 1/4 cup, somewhere between about a 1/3, hang on a minute, about a 1/3 cup. And if I'm going to taste, remember, not used to measuring anything. And then you can use, ground mustard. If you don't use mustard at home, you say, Nan, we don't buy mustard, but I have ground mustard. Use that. My husband don't like mustard, but he doesn't even know that it's in here. I put probably about 2 tablespoons Let me see. Let me look. I have to make a list. If I don't write it down of what I put in it, then sometimes I forget to put it in there, you know? If I would have had more ketchup, I would have probably put at least 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. But I just put a half a cup. I'd say it's about a half. So we put green peppers, 1 green pepper, 1 big onion, sweet onion chopped. We put about a half a cup of ketchup. We put about 1/3 cup of barbecue sauce. We put about a little bit more than a half a cup of brown sugar, and then a couple tablespoons of what do you call it? Prepared mustard right out of the refrigerator. Okay, now I'm going to, I am going to add a little bit of that water because it's a little dry. You know, we don't like our beans being so dry that they come out and you look at them and think, yeek. That hamburger meat takes up a lot of moisture, you know. Okay, I probably put in maybe 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 of a cup to a half a cup of water. And now I'm going to taste, okay? Put my oven on 375. Sweet enough? Sweet enough? I think I'll need a little bit more mustard, okay? Probably about 3 tablespoons. If you don't want any mustard in it, you don't have to put it in. It just gives it a little bit of a different flavor, an earthy flavor, you know. At this point, if you wanted to add some cumin or something like that to give it a little more of an earthy taste, that would be good. Let me think. Okay, I'm ready to put it into my dish. Like I said, this made quite a bit, and I didn't want to have to take it out of my, because most of the time I just fix it right in my pan. And see, I'll have all that left over. That'll be enough for 1 meal from me and my husband, because it's just feeding us, and we'll have leftovers for the next day. Okay, I'll set this over there and put it in a dish, cover it up real good with some plastic and foil, and then you can see, remember when I taught y'all how I roll up my bacon? I defrosted just three pieces. And all I do, now, you know, if you want to do it both ways, there's 2 ways to do this. I just put my bacon right on top, because I've already got meat in there, you know? I already got meat. And so I don't need the bacon down in there to where we're eating it. I just want the flavor from the bacon. So, I put 3 pieces on the top. I'm going to take the rest of this, just put a little bit of moisture around on top. We don't, like I said, we don't like dry beans. And I'm going to wrap it up with some aluminum foil. I've got my oven at 375. Let's see. I will wrap this up, and then most of the time I bake them for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'll check it at about 45 minutes, and then I will, if they're looking like that, see, that'll hold a little moisture that will come from the baking, which will go back down in there to keep them from being so dry. And so if after 45 minutes, I see that they have a lot of, you know, quite a little bit of moisture in there, then I'll take that off and leave them for about the last 15 minutes open without anything on them. Okay, we'll see you back next time. We're back, and they baked for an hour. This is just the moisture that we like in ours. See the steam coming off there? I'm gonna wait just a minute before I take a bite of these. Whew. 1 hour, and mine was covered up. We don't like them real dry. If you like them dry, then, you know, cut down on the amount of water that you added into it. I'll remove the bacon right before we eat and stir them to get that juice that's on top, that bacon drippings, to get that mixed down in them. Lord Youngins, they're good. I hope y'all can make you some. I'm going to hurry up and get off of here. I've got some of the seasoned potatoes in the oven that we've done. It's probably been almost 2 years ago since I did those seasoned potatoes. If you want to look those up, they're great. They're in the oven baking. And we're going to have some barbecue ribs, and we're going to have some baked beans. And I think I'm going to skip coleslaw tonight. I normally make it, but just going to skip it. You know, you can just do so much in a day, can't you? Well, I want you to know that I love y'all and that the Lord loves you so much more. And I hope that you get a chance to go to church this week. Don't miss church. Please go. Please go. I'm telling you, in the world that we live in today, I don't know what I would do without the Lord. He's everything to me. He's everything. I can't make it a minute without him. And I guess I go around talking in the house to him, talking to the Lord. He's my Father. And I've laughed and said if people were looking through the windows, they'd think I had a whole house full of people in here talking to them. But that's what gets me through the day. Just want you to know how much I love you, and want you to know how much the Lord loves you. No matter what you're going through, if it be sickness or loneliness or a broken heart, sometimes, you know, when we lose our spouses and things like that, it just, it brings on a deep sorrow that only the Lord can help you with. And I just want you to know I pray for you every day. And I just want you to never forget how much the Lord loves you. I'm going to get off of here and serve my husband some of this good eats tonight for supper. And I hope you all have a blessed, blessed week, okay? See you next time, Lord willing. Bye-bye.